Sandrine here on Happy Cool, and welcome to a new review for Teen Wolf. This week's episode was called Devoid. Let's talk about it. First, some quick thoughts. Kira is still a badass. And speaking of Kira, how sweet was it when she told Scott, please don't sleep in a chair? Aww. Also, you gotta love Deaton using a good old-fashioned tape to shut evil Stiles up. And twist! Scott's father actually saved Sheriff Stilinski's job. And turns out, he was just stalling so he could talk to Scott. Now the question is, what's the secret they've been keeping from him? Why did he really leave? Any theories? And now that Peter knows about Malia, I was apparently saying her name wrong last week, so I apologize. I'm guessing next week there'll probably be a meeting between the two, or at least before the finale, I'm hoping. And speaking of Malia, where the hell has she been the past 2 episodes? And now moving on to the major part of this episode, which was the Stiles Nogitsune storyline. First off, Dylan O'Brien has been freaking amazing this past few episodes playing evil Stiles. I mean, wow. And this episode was just another, I mean, he's just amazing. He's amazing. How brilliant and freaky was it when he cut himself open, had all these little flies affect everyone? Holy crap. Yeah. Insane. And I loved that they called in Peter as a last resort. Like, who could possibly outsmart the fox? It has to be Peter. I mean, come on. And he did. He kind of saved the day, actually, which is kind of cool. I also love the going into Stiles' mind part of the episode. And I loved how Peter screamed to get Lydia to snap out of it. Oh, it's really beautiful, like, shot. I like that. And speaking of screaming, Scott howling to get Stiles' attention because Stiles is part of his pack. Oh, it was like, oh, and so cool at the same time. Honestly, I had some tears. I'll admit it. I had some tears in that moment because I was like, oh, Stiles might not be a werewolf, but he is part of the pack. And the big moment of the episode was that we got Stiles back, but not exactly how we thought we were gonna get him back. Because when the Nogitsune was throwing out the bandages, at first I thought, oh, Stiles is like getting rid of the Nogitsune, but we found out it was another trick. And actually, real Stiles was the person that was thrown out of, I mean, what happened? It was really cool, but I was like, ooh, what? Kind of how I felt. But the good news is we got Stiles back and he's not a werewolf. Yay. And that leads to some final questions that I have by the end of this episode. First of all, what happened to Lydia? Where did she go? Did the Nogitsune take her? I mean, what happened? What happened to the Nogitsune? Does he keep Stiles' appearance, or are there like 2 Stiles now? And one of them is a Nogitsune, and then in that case, how do you kill the Nogitsune? Does the bite come into play at this point? Because since he doesn't have Stiles anymore in him, but he still has human form, can Scott or a werewolf bite him and change his body in order to kill him? I mean, I don't know. I mean, those are all questions that I have at this point. Hopefully we find out by the end of the season. Overall, really good episode. I wish we had found out a little more, moved on a little more in the story, but still excited that we got Stiles back, and I can't wait for next week. So those were all my thoughts, but of course I'd love to hear from you. Do you have any theories in terms of where Lydia is? What's going on with the Nogitsune? How do you kill him? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe to Happy Cool if you haven't yet so you don't miss any of my Teen Wolf reviews or any other reviews or videos I put on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye! Yeah, it was like, ooh, what? Yeah, okay.